Hello everybody, welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway for round 7 of the FR8 Racing Grade 8 Series. I'm Jabe Quill in the booth, DJ Lyon producing. We are glad to bring you coverage of this event on the Precision Production Network tonight. So we're going to have qualifying up here next. And on the up next, or tonight, we have on October 5th, the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the ARCA cars here tonight. And in 2 weeks, it's the final round of the FR8 Racing Grade 8 Series at Atlanta, the Legends Oval with the Legends cars. Currently, your points leaders without drops is Billy Snodgrass and Chase Pierce, both sitting atop the boards for points. And Axel Smith is in 3rd, Carson Sherman 4th in points, Everett Larson in 5th, AJ Nichols in 6th, Sean Hickelwicks is in 7th, and Travis Krimborg in 8th. So on to our race analysis for tonight. It's a 75-lap race tonight. You get 1 tire set tonight. That's it. No midway caution tonight. No fast repairs. So if you get in a wreck, it's over and it's fixed setup. So you're going to see a lot of racing in close packs. About to get ready for qualifying here. Carson Sherman's up first. Lined up at the end of pit road. Axel Smith lines up right behind him for the order. So it's a reverse order for going out in qualifying order. So Chase Pierce, or no, Billy Snodgrass had the fastest time in practice, so he'll go out first, or not first, he'll go out last tonight. And Carson Sherman will go out first at the moment. So he's off. Gonna see what kind of times we can get laid down here for qualifying. Carson set a 29.317 in practice, so if he can best that here in qualifying, I'd say that's a successful effort for this 9 car tonight to put himself in position to possibly hunt for the pole tonight if he can. Or not Billy, excuse me, it was Chase with the fastest time in practice. But starting his lap, it's pretty much flat out here around this Charlotte Motor Speedway with the ARCA car. If you can make it stick, you're in the gas almost the entire time. A little bit out of the groove there for Carson, but keeps it under control. Towards turn 3, decides to get a big arc down to the bottom. I mean, that's what you got to do with these higher downforce kind of cars, especially the ARCA cars on iRacing. They seem like they have unlimited grip. At the line is a 29.617 for Carson Sherman. Gonna get another go at it. Running all the way at the bottom, trying to use everything he can up down there. If you can hook that paint properly, it might be worth a little bit extra time. We're gonna have to see what he does here in 3 and 4. Sherman looks relatively good. Out of turn 4, coming to the line. He's gonna set down his lap time here. 29.196. So it's an improvement from practice, but I do not think that will be enough to take the pole at this moment, but it's an improvement from practice, so that's a good sign of life for him. Axel Smith out next in the number 97. And see what he could set down. He went 29.263 in practice. He's going to see what kind of lap time he can get rolling. He's weaving his tires a little bit on the back stretch, coming to the line now. Trying to get the tires up the temp as quick as he can. Running bottom off the gas, you can hear it. First lap and he's out of the groove. It's a dud lap. He's going to wait till his second to get something rolling now. Yeah, just got way out of the groove, and you see just wiggled it on the backstretch there to try and get the tires up the temp as much as he can. Now he's going to go for the lap that should set him good on the grid. We're going to see here in a moment. 29.936 that time by. Wasn't expecting it to be incredible. Got out of the groove majorly, but this time by looks like he's sticking that bottom a lot better and got a good roll-off exit. Looking good at the moment. The 3, 4. Picking up some lap time. Coming to the line. Where's Smith going to land? It's a 29.421, so a little bit of a disappointing effort, but nonetheless, Axel Smith sets 29.421 for qualifying. Everett Larson out next in the 01. Ford Mustang here. So Larson in 3 and 4. Gonna come to his lap this time for qualifying effort. As Larson now hit the line, we're going to see what kind of lap time he can set down. Ran a 29.190 in practice times. Can see if he could go a little faster this time by. A little bit out of the groove. It's a common thing for lap 1. What we're seeing up in the wall, a little bit sparks shooting out of that number 01. But into 3 and 4, he's going to diamond it down low, and I would assume set up for lap 2 is got out of the groove that first one. Comes to the line, gonna see what lap 1 lands him. Lands him a 29.512, so bottom of the charts in qualifying, but that's lap number 1. You can see on lap 2, he's a little bit out of the groove again, or entered a little too sharp. but we'll see if he can keep up that momentum as he gained enough, and he's pulling down the backstretch with lap time. See what he can do in 3 and 4 here. Put it down on that bottom. Looks like he's pushing a little bit, swiping up towards the wall. It's all good. To the line. Larson sets a 29.261. That's going to put him second in qualifying at the moment. Carson Sherman currently atop of the boards. Billy Snodgrass, one of your points leaders heading into this race. Looking to go get that ride at Atlanta Motor Speedway. He's going to pull out on track now, see what kind of qualifying he can get here. Ripping the wall. It's good strategy, as always, to come to your lap, obviously. Build up as much momentum as you can, as these ARCA cars are lots of momentum-based. So if you can keep up your momentum throughout the corners, that's what's going to bring you lap time. Now let's see what Billy can do here. Running all the way at the wall. Trying to go flat out, and he's in the wall. A little bit of a right rear slap, but probably going to invalidate his lap time on iRacing's side. But let's see what he can do here this time with a little bit more grip on this next lap. A lot of speed coming out of turn 4. Let's see what he can set. Last time by, 29.269. So that's going to set him third at the moment as he's running up at the wall. Almost in the wall for a moment there on entry, but he keeps it off, and he's absolutely rolling right now in the 28's prediction. On your screen, you can see it. All the way at the wall once again, pulling off, and this is an amazing lap from Billy Snodgrass. 29.123, that puts him top of the board at the moment. So now it's up to Chase Pierce, another one of the major points guys, to see what he can do here for qualifying. Maybe snatch that from Billy's grasp. Wouldn't be shocked if it did happen or will happen. Seems like with the points battle, they've been close for the whole season in terms of points. So with Chase here, we're going to see what lap time he can set down. That number 17 Ford Mustangs coming to the line this time by to start lap number 1. Wouldn't expect a whole lot out of lap number 1, but we can see exactly what kind of lap time they could set down. And Pierce is on that wall. Absolute beautiful show of ripping the wall here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But it's only lap number 1, so we can expect to be faster next time around. And Chase, I think he's carrying a little bit more momentum than Billy out of turn 4 this time for the start of this lap. See where he can set. 29.206 already on the first lap. Very positive sign. On the wall, coming out of turn number 2. Absolutely flying right now with the lap time. See what he can do here for 3 and 4. Put it up on the wall again. Had to brush a little bit of momentum, but it didn't seem like it's going to affect him too much. See what he can set down here at the line. Incredible display from Chase L. Pierce. And wow, he barely loses it. Man. Yeah, they tied. Well, iRacing's ruling it that Billy got about 1/1000ths faster. So Pierce is going to start second, and Billy gets the pole. But yeah, that was really close. Incredible qualifying. We're going to see here. Yeah, but Billy Snodgrass gets pole position for tonight's race at Charlotte for 75 laps. Gotta feel pretty good if you're Chase, though. It's ARCA cars, starting in second ain't the worst place to be. Especially considering it's a 5-car field. You can't be feeling too bad, honestly, anywhere you qualify, because draft will keep you in this one if you do it right. Now the lights are on here at Charlotte. It's nighttime. Woo-wee. Let's get rolling. All right, so starting on pole position is Billy Snodgrass, set a 29.123 there on the pole. Second was Chase Pierce, 1/1000th of a second just behind him in that 17 car. Now rolling to the second grid on the inside, third place, it's Carson Sherman. Was last in practice, but showed up in qualifying, got third place, barely missed it by almost a 10th. And in fourth, it's Everett Larson in the 01. Now starting last for tonight's race, it's Axel Smith. Didn't have a great qualifying effort, but looking to change that around in the race. That's all for your starting grid for tonight. FR8 Racing Grade 8 Series going to bring you some action here at Charlotte with these ARCA cars, and everyone's gridded up now. So we're going to get this pace car rolling here in a minute. You can see on the bottom left of your screen, it's a pretty cool night here today. Well, I wouldn't call it cool, but it's lukewarm. It's 70 degrees here at Charlotte, and the track temp looks to be around 72 degrees. Got clear sunny skies, but it's nighttime, so you're just seeing that moon in full effect, and looks like virtually no wind and no humidity. So honestly, this is a perfect night if you were a fan to be here in real life. You would love that kind of weather. I hated when I would go to racetracks, and like Talladega, for example, when I'd go there in October, man, it's just so humid all the time, and it's so annoying. But yeah, that weather's really going to help out these guys with grip tonight. So it's probably going to be a pack race to the finish, honestly. You can use that draft to your advantage to get the pole on a straight, save your tires in the corner. It's a lot of things you can do with the ARCA car to maneuver around with it. Well, we're going green this time by. You can see the pace car lights are turned off. Billy Snodgrass is going to lead us from the pole to the green flag this time. So 99, current points leader, looking to extend that lead going into Atlanta in 2 weeks. Now coming towards the restart zone, Billy Snodgrass in the 99 is going to lead us into the restart zone. Green flag is out. And we're underway here from Charlotte. Already a restart for the 99 of Billy Snodgrass. Chase Pierce trying to challenge him on the outside. Going to slide back into line, though. Nothing to do. They're in 1 and 2. Looking outside. Going to use that draft a little bit. Billy trying to not feed him much. They roll towards turn 3. Bumper to bumper. Looks like they're in a Congo line. Congo line, yeah. But man, they're side by side for third at the moment. It's Carson Sherman. Axel Smith qualified last, but he's already pouncing in the race. It's that 9 car of Carson Sherman's hanging tough around the outside. Going to get a slipstream right here in the wall a little bit for that third place spot, but he's clear on Axel Smith. So back bumper, the 17, making a little bit of contact, but it doesn't seem like it was too much. They all keep it rolling, barely got loose. And man, yeah, Everett Larson just banging on the back door. Carson Sherman wants to get past here for third as Billy Snodgrass still maintains the lead as it stands at the moment. And man, here comes Everett Larson around the outside, trying to get a spot over Chase L. Pierce. 3 and 4, ripping up top. It's getting close off of turn 4. Got the outside momentum this time by. Drag race at the line. It's Everett Larson from 4th to 1st in 1 lap. Makes you wonder how much Billy's saving those tires down there on the bottom right now. Larson once again out in front, and Sherman's trying to come up to him too. Carson, and whoa, Ever Larson had to get out of the gas a little bit, jumped it a little bit, slightly into the outside wall. Carson Sherman now catapults to the lead of this race here in Charlotte. So Larson's trying to run that bottom now. He's got the track position he wants. Now he can sit down there, save a little bit of tires towards the end. Not going to make this one on gas to the end. So we're going to see a pit stop. Just makes you wonder when. But Carson Sherman continuously running that outside, and Billy Snodgrass has upped the ante, and he's gone to the inside as well. Trying to figure something out to get past the 01 of Ever Larson. Larson has no choice, but he follows suit right behind the 99. 3 and 4 gone up a little bit of a lane up there to the middle bottom area. But Carson Sherman's pulling away a little bit, but makes you wonder if they're going to be able to reel him in with the draft if they decide to play a little nice. Also makes you wonder how hard Carson is truly pushing that car, because Billy doesn't seem to be wanting to leave that bottom much, which it's a testament to that long run pace. Is NASCAR stock car races are kind of like a marathon in a way. You can't use up everything right at the start of the race, or by the end, or even the middle section, you're going to be feeling absolutely depleted. So you have to pace yourself all the time like you would in a marathon. And that's what these 4 cars in a pack are doing. Not sure what the pace differential is at the moment for the front 2, but it's about a 10th. So that's swinging the way of Carson. Yeah, you can see just trying to be smooth. Billy's just trying to be smooth down there on the bottom in 3 and 4. 3 and 4 in Charlotte's just one of those corners where you don't know if it's going to stick until you really put that gas down, because it's tighter than 1 and 2, what it feels like, and it's a lot more technical. So you got a wide corner that's like a lot of throttle, and you got 3 and 4. You're using a little bit of brake to get your car to go, and Ever Larson is using the apron a little bit right there to maybe try and get that left front down and rotated. Could already be struggling a little bit with that right front, but haven't seen anything major yet. Maybe just got a little bit too low. But it's a single file pack here for 2nd through 5th. And Carson Sherman once again keeps pulling away, extending that gap to around a 2nd now, and the pace differential around 3/10 between these cars. Sherman went faster that lap. Billy stayed about the same. So Carson Sherman's put on the burners, and he's pulling away a little bit from these guys. Gonna have to see how that affects him a little later in the race, as those guys back there, they could just use the drafter in that single file pack to catch up to Carson Sherman once that rubber starts to fall away and go towards the way of the 99. And whoa, oh my goodness, a little bit out of the groove for Carson Sherman there. Out of turn number 4, he hit the wall and went straight down the racetrack on the front stretch. Lost a considerable amount of time from that mistake. So he's going to have to see what he can do, maybe calm it down a little bit, reel it back, get back into a rhythm here, and still run hard. But you can just see this train line here. That's what's common with the ARCA car. It's usually a pack race to the end. It's who can save more tires to the end with ARCA all the time. So Billy Snodgrass being the leader of that pack. You can see he's been the one that's been commanding them this entire time. Hey, let's save some tire here, because they know later in the run, if Carson keeps running with this pace, they're going to come by and they're going to absolutely maul him. Because there's no way the tires are going to stay for as long as they can with this kind of pace in the front. It's just not how it works. Even though there's a 1.5 second gap you can close that in really fast once that right front starts going away. Or even the right rear if he's stepping out a little bit too much. But I suspect he's getting tight. He's pushing to the center a lot more in 3 and 4 compared to these other guys behind him. Everett Larson been really cheeky behind Billy tonight. Once he got passed by him, Billy's just been obviously the leader once again of this pack, and Everett's just kind of been following suit right behind him, finding out what to do. But Chase L. Pierce kind of been a little quiet. Hasn't really tried too much this race. Has just been quiet off the offset, but Larson has just, I don't know, just been sitting there for this entire race, and that's what you have to do with ARCA. It's just ARCA is so technical like that, where you use the draft to your advantage to save tire. Especially with the newer ARCA car on iRacing. It's been here for a considerable while now, but I still consider it new because, well, we were stuck with the Gen 4 ARCA car for who knows how long, years. And when they finally get the replacement, these things they're drafty. That's what's fun about them. But to many people, that also is a bad thing, because lots of people don't want to see pack racing. So when you get a car like this, it's a little tough not to see that. Yeah, but Carson's still pulling away, making that gap around 2 seconds. Makes you wonder when the green flag pit stop cycles are. Still single file. Everett, I think, is looking a little bit more, probably searching for a lane, a little bit more, peeking that right front out. And I gotta say, on iRacing, before the next gen got their major rework, this car had by far the most dirtiest of air on the surface when it first came out. On the first week of testing this car, I think it was Las Vegas, is the first time I ever saw this car on track. You go into the corner behind someone and you went straight. It was so bad. And it makes me wonder if they're dealing with a little bit of the same thing here, because I haven't driven the ARCA car in forever, it seems, but this car it's one of a kind. It's got everything. It's got pack racing, it's high downforce. It's insane. Just a brutal car, honestly, for a driver. Yeah, Carson's still pulling away by 4/10 a lap. So I don't know, he's either Lightning McQueen and he's got something figured out here with the tires, or he's pushing a little too much, because I don't know. Because when you're 2.5 seconds in front with the ARCA car, it kind of begs the question, are the people behind you going too slow, or are you going too fast? Because look at him. He's sending into the corner. He's not even going up to the wall. So using a little bit of brake to get it steered down. You can see that right front is starting to go away. Didn't go up to the wall right there, so it makes you wonder if that's just a line he's been running. But yeah, once he gets into that corner and settles in a little bit, looks like he's having to wait a lot longer with the throttle compared to the guys behind him, which the guys behind him are willingly waiting on that throttle compared to him. Is that time by about 3/10 faster, but you could see the handling going away on the 9 car of Carson Sherman, down about 2/10 in lap time, and he looks like he's getting tighter by the minute. Yeah, right front's going away in 1 and 2. You can see him pull up the track a little bit, and you can see Billy and the cars behind them. And here comes Chase Pierce in the backpack, getting past Everett Larson. As I was saying, you could see the handling going away compared to these guys who are willingly just going slower to keep their tires under control. Now Chase Pierce maybe going to put a little bit of pressure on Billy Snodgrass here, the 2 championship contenders. You can see right here on the replay, Pierce was just absolutely flying. It looks like a little bit of a mistake from Larson. Just allowed that 17 car to go straight underneath him. Great move. Seems like Billy's picked up the pace to slide him out. That time was the first lap where Billy caught on Carson and raw pace. So like I said, handling going away. And we got a pitter. It's Everett Larson. He was out of the groove in 3 and 4. So now he's going to be one of the first ones on pit road. Going to see what kind of tire strategy that pulls off. So one tire that you get. Fuel only. Wow. Fuel only. Yeah. That was rough there for Larson. Once again, back up front, Carson Sherman leading us. Last time by, 30.653. You can see that right front is gone on that car. And here comes Billy Snodgrass. Heap of steam, caught 8/10 in one lap. I mean, we predicted it. He was going way too fast. And now Billy's going to eat his lunch. You can see the gap on the bottom. The positive, you can see that number's closing in incredibly fast. Lap by lap. This time by. Gonna see what the gap can get closed down to this time, but Carson's looking in that rear view mirror. So it makes you wonder if he's going to pit when Billy gets there or if he's just going to go down on his own here when the pit strategy comes in. Because we've already seen one car on pit road and it was Everett Larson. But Billy Snodgrass has put on the burners and pulled away from Chase Pierce here. And he is flying right now. Got to say, in the wall, Carson Sherman. Looks like a little bit of nothing. Got nothing on that car, but that's going to cost him some lap time. It's not what you want. You can see it's so tight when he goes up to that wall. It's unbelievable. A little bit of a blink there from the 9. So Snodgrass now ripping that wall. Gonna find something to stick. As Carson's all over that wall as well, but it just seems like Billy has so much turn than that 9 car. Catching him more and more that lap. Sherman's put on the burners a little bit again, running 30.19 compared to Billy's 29.805. So the gap is closing lap by lap. There's no doubt about it. He's gonna catch him here. It's just a matter of when. It just seems like Pierce doesn't have the pace as Billy had, or Axel don't either. But it makes you wonder if they're running long or if they are. Here we go. Now Chase is starting to put on the burners. 29.887 that time by. But Carson Sherman out in front by almost a second. But in the wall again, gonna have to catch up. Here comes Billy Snodgrass in that 99. He is looking, he's in drafting range. This one's getting easier and easier. The handling has gone away from the car that's leading this race, and that's Carson Sherman. Handling is gone, and Billy Snodgrass, major momentum out of turn number 2. You could see the speed difference. On board with him here, you can just see the pace differential closing and closing and closing, and his opportunities coming up here on lap 33. This might be it. He goes low, Sherman goes high, but Sherman's got to watch out. He's been a little struggling on that. He struggled a little bit on that top, and Snodgrass is just rolling that bottom, trying to side draft a little bit. Now back in the line, and Snodgrass, I think he's got it this time in 3 and 4. Into the wall, mistake for the 9. Billy Snodgrass not clear yet. Sherman fighting back around that outside, almost making contact, shoots the 9 up the racetrack. They roll towards turns 1 and 2. Snodgrass down on the bottom. He was strong here last time round. He should get him this time. but Sherman fighting back with everything, maintaining momentum. Side draft down the back towards 3. All over each other, slight contact going into the corner. Sherman drifting up the racetrack. Snodgrass still not clear, and Sherman still holding on. And what this is doing is allowing Chase Pierce to catch into the pack as well. Send it in that time, and it's gonna stick. Carson made a mistake, and now Billy Snodgrass back to the lead of this race here in Charlotte. Sherman sending one in deep. Not gonna make it stick, but an absolute send from the 9 car, as he's probably gonna use that draft to try and keep a little bit of catch up. So the strategy now, I feel like for Billy, is he might run a little bit long. And Everett Larson, he's already used up his lap, or his tires, really early. Or no, it was just gas, if I remember correctly, yes. So you only have 1 tire set, like the race analysis said, that we covered earlier. And once you use that up, you're done. So you gotta make it count towards the end here of the run. Makes you wonder if they're going to make it all the way to the end on gas. I don't believe they can, but you have to see, because Billy's just trying to get it around this track. But Chase Pierce saved a little while longer, and he's got some momentum coming onto the front too, in the wall a little bit. And both of them in the wall. Pierce riding the wall with that right rear. Sherman, he's in the wall completely. He eats the wall off of turn number 4. That's going to set up a slingshot for Chase Pierce here. Wouldn't be shocked if we go bottom. Stays top. Going to set up for a run out of turn 2. Sherman does not have the turn. Pierce, here he comes on the inside. Side draft going into turn 3. Down to the bottom. Now he's going to throw a little bit of a slide job, but doesn't quite slide up to him, and Carson Sherman has nothing to say back, but here comes the momentum. What a block. Blocks. Man, and he almost goes into the wall. And here comes slide job. Tried to take a slide job there for second place, and Carson Sherman wasn't able to complete that one. Was blocking on the front stretch. Pierce almost went in the wall. Tried a slide job, and oh man, Pierce gets past. Now he's riding the wall and in it a little bit too. So Billy Snodgrass looking in comfortable control of this one at the moment. Still a 75 lap race. We're past halfway in this race now. So it makes you wonder what kind of strategies we're gonna see from these cars. You can see Billy's handling starting to go away a little bit. Man, oh, Pierce getting up into the wall a little bit. Oh, he's in the wall in 1 and 2. Bounces off of it, though, and keeps the momentum rolling. It's getting tougher and tougher to keep this car under control, and it's being shown by these drivers here currently. Having to use that wall a little bit to pack some air to keep them off. And I think that's what they're doing to try and alleviate that handling troubles, is just packing air on the wall so that they can just get that rear to turn. You can see it right there. Billy Snodgrass, he's running all the way at the bottom though, whereas Chase Pierce is running up at the top. So I think Billy right now is honestly trying to keep his tires under him. That seems like the strategy you should run by this point in the race. Unless you got pit stop cycles up here, which honestly wouldn't be a bad idea. to pit here. Wouldn't be a bad time to pit any time near here, honestly. You're just past halfway. You got about 30 left, and if your tires only started to expire about now, it might not be a terrible idea. But brings you to the question, if something happens late race, you don't need anything. Snodgrass still rolling that bottom, and man, Pierce keeps gaining and gaining every lap, but he's just getting more and more in the wall. At some point, something's got to give on that car. It's all scratched up on that right side. Makes you wonder how it could go if he gets a little bit of damage on that car, with it being so aerotechnical now too. Kind of like the next gen. Here's a little bit of lap time that time by. Not too much though. But it's still Snodgrass leading us here. So, you know, when you go with Billy, you could see on that bottom of the track when he's running that, you could see he's using that paint to rotate the car in 3 and 4. 1 and 2, it looks like he's staying off of it a little bit more. But that paint at Charlotte it's grippy. So if you can use that in 3 and 4 to get your right front to do less work, that's always a positive. Looks like he overran the corner a little bit too much. Not really. Just took a really wide arc. It's also another thing you can do to save the right front tires, just to take a wide arc. Reduce a little bit of load off of it. And Billy and Chase, the 2 championship contenders, they're both about matching their pace right now. One's running the bottom, one's running the top. Gonna have to see how this duel pans out with pit strategy. Got pitters, Carson Sherman. Handling was going away of that 9 car for a while. He comes into pit road. He's going to get some tires, I would assume. Taking some right side tires on the car right now. So he's trying to get this car going. Takes left sides as well. So it takes 4 fresh tires and some fuel, and he's going to come off of pit road. So at the moment, still Snodgrass out in front. Chase Pierce, he's trying to reel him in, but it doesn't seem like much is going. He gains 1 lap and loses the other. So I wonder what the pit strategy is going to be here. But on track, got a little bit of a battle for 4th. Carson Sherman fresh off of pit road, but it's Everett Larson right behind him. But those fresh tires should prevail on the 9. Absolutely they are. Larson has nothing for Carson Sherman at the moment. Yeah, Larson's losing lap time. I think him not taking tires wasn't a great choice, because he is falling off on lap time. Carson Sherman, 29.575 that time by. Knocks the wall down going into turn 1. But nonetheless, keeps it rolling good. Coming to pit road now, your leader, Billy Snodgrass. So he takes the undercut on Chase Pierce, which I think that was an amazing move from Billy Snodgrass. You knew you had the faster car. You knew it was about time to pit. Now you can get those tires on that car. And may I say, you could actually get severely messed up here if Chase Pierce decided to just take right sides, and he's coming in this time. Don't know how that would go after 50 laps, but if you're trying to win the race, might be a gamble worthwhile with 25 left. Snodgrass takes right sides only, like I said. With around 25 to go in this race, it's not a bad call. It's really not. So it makes you wonder what Pierce is going to do here, because if Pierce takes right sides, it's going to be a battle off of pit road. But if he takes all 4, it's going to be some separation, but wonder if that'll come in later. Right sides only. So Snodgrass now on the front stretch coming by. But Pierce, he got an amazing pit stop. Here comes Chase Pierce out of pit road. He's going to cycle in front of Billy Snodgrass. He's going to come up to block. No, decides not to, but Snodgrass will go to the lead. But it was a good pit stop for that 17 crew. So now he's in drafting range with the same tires as Billy Snodgrass. And Axel Smith comes to pit road. So now it's going to be a fight to the finish. The two championship contenders wanting to go into next week and have the most optimal position they possibly can. Not next week, 2 weeks from now. Next, they want to go into the next race and have the most optimal position. Because I guarantee you one of them wants to take this championship. So Billy Snodgrass, he's going to try all he can do here to defend off Chase Pierce here. Axel Smith coming out of pit road. Still Billy Snodgrass leading here with 21 to go here at Charlotte. So it's going to be a fight. Ugh. So it's still a fight up in the front. Pierce and Snodgrass, both of them, might trade a little bit, honestly. Pierce might have the better left side tires, but I'm unsure because he did fall off a little bit and they did run about the same pace, but Pierce, he's knocking on the back door of that 99. Now he goes up to the top, trying to force to run off a turn 2 all the way up to the wall. Pierce off of turn 2, absolute slingshot, and to the front. Snodgrass has no choice but to follow in behind. New leader in Charlotte, it's Chase Pierce. You see Snodgrass right there, amazing run out of turn 4. Use that paint to rotate the left front of this car, and he's coming around the outside. Run in middle, not allowing Chase to slide. Coming out of turn 2. It's Snodgrass with the advantage going into 3. This race is coming down to the wire, and the checker's coming quick. But will it come soon enough for this driver? Now, I should mention on the track, Carson Sherman was the only one to take 4 tires on his stop, and he's pulling 4/10 a lap on your leaders. Don't know how long it's going to last. It might fade away, but Carson Sherman's giving it his all, and he wants to try and go win this race. On the back bumper, they're all over to each other, toe to toe. Pierce, your leader now. So Billy Snodgrass is trying to get something to roll, and these two are battling ferociously. But what that's allowing is Axel Smith to come into the picture, and it's also allowing Carson Sherman to try and get into the picture as well. With 15 to go, though, don't know how long these guys have to just get up there and go. To the inside, Billy Snodgrass trying to make a move on Chase Pierce here into turn number 1. Rolls bottom, Pierce middle, and Snodgrass is clear out of turn 2. So it's some crazy battling up front. Axel Smith is closing in lap by lap on these two. So it makes you wonder what kind of strategy they want to do here. If they just want to wait until the end to go, or, you know, play a little nice to not let Axel come into the picture, or if they just want to keep going at it and allow a third car in the picture. And at the moment, it looks like Chase Pierce falling off the rails. or it could just be going slightly slower, maybe to conserve a little bit of tires and use that draft. Gonna have to see here. Because it's Snodgrass last time by, running a 29.671. And Chase Pierce ran a 29.804, but I don't think it was major. I don't think he was pushing too much. Pierce is trying to roll that bottom out of turn 4 using that draft. The ARCA cars here at Charlotte, they never disappoint. It's always a pack race to the end. You're going to see a couple cars absolutely duke it out to the end. Pierce goes low. Snodgrass, he stays high up there on the top. Getting that exit momentum. Pierce trying to take the shortest way around. Makes you wonder how effectively it will work. Pierce a little slower that time by, but Smith still slowly closing into the picture, but do not know if there's enough time. Gonna have to see here, though. So now the opposite has changed. Pierce is now running the top, and it's Billy Snodgrass now down there on the bottom. But, man, maybe going to the bottom was a bad move. Because here comes Chase Pierce. He had a run on the front stretch. Now he's going to have a run towards the back stretch. These two want to go battle. We have 10 to go in this race. Whoa, in the wall. Billy Snodgrass losing a little bit of momentum. Out of turn 4, going to try and side draft in the quad oval. That time by. Snodgrass barely eked him out and led that lap. Pierce to the bottom. Slide job. Slide job in the 1 and 2. Crossover. Billy Snodgrass. Snodgrass, and man, absolutely rolling it down the back. Sends a dive into 3. Gets tight. Chase Pierce, major momentum coming around that outside. He's clear for the lead on lap 67. Pierce now ripping the top, not gonna let Snodgrass get that clean air. That would be detrimental, but don't take your eyes off the 97 of Axel Smith coming into the picture. He's behind there and in the wall. Chase Pierce, he got up out of the groove a little bit on entry. Snodgrass gonna try and capitalize on that mistake. It's coming down to the wire. Now 6 to go, 7 to go in this race. And both of them are in the wall, trying to rip it as hard as they can. And it's Chase Pierce still with the upper hand of this race. I don't know how long it's going to last for, though. They are absolutely pushing the car to the limit, finding everything they can. And Billy Snodgrass with an amazing run out of turn 4, using that draft down to 1 and 2, going to set up a slingshot, maybe down the back. Snodgrass peeking a nose out and in the wall a little bit. Chase Pierce keeps it rolling, though. That draft keeping the 2 in it. Smith trying to close behind. Pierce up towards the wall, getting tight. Snodgrass now running the outside, trying to get to him. Looking low. Now he's going to stay there. Goes low into turn number 1. What's it going to be? Slide job. Nope. Does not pull out the slide job, and Billy Snodgrass rolls the bottom, but here comes Pierce with a full head of steam down low towards the apron. These two are duking it out for the fight of their life. Little bit of a slide for Pierce. Snodgrass saw that coming. He undercut, and he's got the run at turn 4. Using the draft to catapult themselves. Pierce gave him the top. Here comes the momentum. Now breaking the toe. 3 and 4. Gonna see what kind of lunge we see. Oh, contact! Front end's gone! Nope, it's there. iRacing had a moment, but oh my goodness, it's been in a little bit. And damage on the back end of that 17. What's this going to do for Axel Smith? Front end all smashed in on the right front for the 99. And Axel Smith's in the wall. He's trying to save it. Saves the car in the middle of 3 and 4. Man, 2 to go. So that front end damage has effectively put Billy Snodgrass out of competition. But there's still a fight for the second spot. Gonna see what Axel Smith can try and pull here out of his book of tricks. Going to the bottom, taking advantage of the front end damage. Now Pierce takes the white flag, this time by at Charlotte. Leading this time by. Larson's strategy not gonna work out for him. But Pierce has shown up in the last section of this race. Little bit of controversy. They're in 3 and 4 with Snodgrass and Pierce, but that's racing for the victory. With the drama that unfolded there late, Pierce survives it all. Pierce is going to win in Charlotte with the ARCA cars, and Billy Snodgrass finishes 3rd. Axel Smith overtakes him on the last lap. Sherman's going to come in 4th, now out of 4. He's going to finish 4th, and it's going to be Larson finishing in the last spot in 5th on the white flag. Unbelievable race there at the end. What a race. Burning it down. Sets himself up beautifully for the penultimate round in 2 weeks there in Georgia. We're going to take a break here. We'll be back here in a moment with post-race interviews.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Makoni.
We now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at McConeySetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Back here from Charlotte, we're going to go look at our race results now for tonight's showing of the FR8 Racing Series here. So obviously we saw a pretty crazy and important win at the same time. Important win for Chase L. Pierce here tonight. He wins over 1.4 seconds here tonight over Axel Smith. Axel Smith came out of nowhere in that final stint, gets 2nd place tonight. Billy Snodgrass taking home 3rd after a little bit of unfortunate circumstances, battling for the lead. Carson Sherman tried the 4 tires, didn't quite work out for him. And Everett Larson off the pace due to strategy. He finishes 5th. Welcome to the booth, Chase Pierce. You got a copy here up here?
Yes, sir.
All right, you get the win here tonight. Unbelievable show there for the last 5 laps. Walk us through the last stint there and how you got it done.
Well, there, when we had to pit, I wasn't sure whether to take 2 tires, no tires, or 4. I probably could have got 4 off with how much fuel I took, but two ended up being the move I went with, and it was a little loose that first maybe 2 or 3 laps. Let the right sides heat up. It was a little loose, but they would get some heat on them. I came out right behind Billy. I mean, I must have gained some time in pit road on him because he had about a second. I came out like right in front of him or right with him there. So that worked out perfectly. And then we had about 20-25 to go after the pit stop. I just wanted to ride. I wanted to ride for about 10 laps and go the last 10. But with him as close as he was, I didn't want to let him get too big of a gap on me. So I just rode as much as I could without letting him get too far out there. And then when it was time to go about that last 10, I wanted 2 things. I wanted my tires to feel better than his, and I wanted the clean air, because I mean that'll help your tires, and that'll help just defend that position, and we was able to get that, and it worked out. I mean, we put on a show, that's for sure. I mean, we're going as hard as we can for that ride at Atlanta next year, and it showed tonight. I mean, I'm just happy I got the win tonight, and I think I'll have a 4-point lead going into the last race. So that's amazing.
Speaking of that 4-point lead, how important was tonight's win?
Very, very for the championship and my blood pressure as well. I ain't got to worry about it for 2 weeks. I got some cushion. If he beat me tonight, I'd have to go into next week and beat him for sure. But now that I've got that 4-point cushion, I go into next week. I ain't even got to. He can win the race, and I ain't even got to finish second. I can finish. I think the worst I'll have to finish is 3rd or 4th next week or next race. So that cushion, it's huge.
All right. Well, you got anyone you want to thank for tonight's result?
Oh yeah, my parents, Top Hat Comics, Six Shifter Sim Racing, Army Navy Store, Dun & D Stone, Shell Bell Bonds, Red Zone at Shop, Cottle Chassis, Velosta, Captain Motorsports, K-Cars, Race Cars, Mark Heeman Performance, Greg's Old Lexington Front End Frame Shop, and everybody who's putting this whole deal on, Speed U, Freight Racing, you guys for the broadcast, Alex Coffee, and iRacing for the great sim.
All right. Well, thank you for the crazy, exciting race there at the final stages. We're going to let you go here tonight. Go celebrate this win in Victory Lane, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
All righty. Thank you.
All right. So next up is going to be Billy Snodgrass, or not Billy. It's Axel. Axel, right. Axel got second. Correct. All right. Hello, Axel.
Yo.
I confused you for Billy. So we've seen you here before, but man, how you doing tonight? How you feeling after getting second place tonight?
Yeah, that was a really fun race. I really enjoyed that. That was probably among all the ARCA races that I've ever done. That was by far one of the cleanest. And it was like great racing. For only 5 cars made it to the grid. There's so much good racing, and that's what made me have a little bit more confidence at the end. I took 2 tires, and to be honest, when I came out of the pits and I was gaining on Billy and Chase, I did not know that they took tires. I thought they took 0. So I thought I was going to go up and win that, but after they got it sorted out and got single file, that it was apparent they definitely did get tires. But I'm still happy with P2. This is a super fun race. So, yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of a fun race, you are at all worried about the beating and banging on the short track here in 2 weeks?
No, I'm really comfortable at short tracks, to be honest. I'm probably better at short tracks than I am at these type of tracks, the speedways. And yeah, and when you get to bump and run a lot more on short tracks, so it's much more versatile racing. So that's what I like about them. But yeah, I'm excited for that finale. Let's see if I can win it. That'd be good for me. I'll be happy.
All right. Well, I got one more question to ask you. Do you think at all if you took 4 right side tires for this race, it would have ended differently?
Well,
or 4 right sides, 4 tires in general?
Well, I could have, if I took 4, it would have definitely made my car, I mean, a little bit less tight and a little bit less loose way in the long run. But I think even if I did take 4, I don't know if I would have had time to catch up. Maybe I could, but I was already planning on taking 2. I was already telling myself I'm going to take 2, like way early in the race, even if there's a caution, because I'm in track position. Track position is key, and early in the race, I was already thinking that because I was fuel saving and tire saving a ton. So I think it could have been way different. I could have caught up to Chase and maybe passed him, but I don't really know. And I still had to pass Billy also. So it would have been different, but I don't know if I could have won it without the track position. But it wouldn't be much different, I don't think, though.
All right. Well, you got anyone to thank before we let you go here?
Thank you to my family for watching this. Thank you for you guys for broadcasting. I bet it was a great broadcast, but I didn't watch it. And then thank you to FR8 Racing and Speed U for setting up this competition.
All right. Thank you, Axel. We enjoyed watching you race tonight there at the later stages. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
All right. So our final interviewer for the night, or interviewee, is Billy tonight in the 99. He was running up front most of this race, but unfortunately not able to get it done. Billy, welcome to the Precision Production Network, or not network, Precision Production. I'm stuttering. Sorry. Anyway, welcome to the booth. It's been a long day. It was a long race for you, that's for sure. Walk us through it.
Yeah, I kind of went with my strategy to, no matter what everyone else did, just kind of stuck with my strategy. It didn't end up working out for me, I mean, it's just, Chase basically has this championship in the bag now. It happens with me every time I try to run a championship. I win. When I was in go-karts, I won 6 races in a row. Got thrown out because my carburetor was 1,000th too small. Go back to the carburetor guy. His calipers are off. Get in a car my first year in a late model. I would have had a chance at a championship. Someone wrecks, jumped my car over their nose, cost me that championship. And same thing here. Just every time I run a championship, something happens. I got wrecked by Travis twice. Chase hasn't been wrecked at all. And then going into this race, I can't see Chase that last run because on my screen he's inside the wall. I just can't see him at all. So I end up running into the back of him and all but spinning out. It's just, it's just this way with me for every championship. I guess it's just, I'm like Denny Hamlin.
That's a big comparison. But, well, I would say it's nothing to hold your head down over. You ran a really good race tonight. You were up front most of the time. You honestly had that race in control until Chase, made that move. And honestly, how you feeling going into next week about it? What do you need next week? Or not next week, 2 weeks here from now?
I need Travis to load back in and wreck him just like he wrecked me 2 times. That's my only chance.
Well, I mean, you got anyone to thank for tonight's race, man? You ran a good one.
I want to thank my dad. He helped me a lot with the tire saving for this race, and I thought I did everything right, and then just I couldn't see Chase. It's just it happens. I guess.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and well, Billy, like I said, nothing to hang your head over tonight. And you'll go kick him out of Georgia. So just keep that in mind. So have a good night, man.
Thank you guys for all the production you guys do.
No problem. All right, well, tonight it was quite the race. Honestly, Chase Pierce looking like a strong favorite to take the championship now. But we go short track racing the Legends cars at Atlanta in 2 weeks from now. So a lot of bumping and banging can happen. So it makes you wonder, anything can happen, and it makes you wonder what can happen for 2 weeks from now. So tonight's race overall, though, very racy at the end. Got a little bit of controversy there in the end. But overall, it was a very solid race to the finish. Like I said, ARCA cars, they're very packy, and that could have been one to watch there at the end, but unfortunate mistakes from drivers and stuff happened, and controversy spiked. So things happened tonight. All right, so we'd like to thank the Freight Racing series here tonight for putting on this amazing show here tonight with ARCA cars at Charlotte. It was an amazing race from start to finish, and you can find us here on the Precision Production Network in 2 weeks for this racing here, or not here, down in Georgia. So for the Legend cars on the Legends course on the oval. All right, everybody. I'm Jacob Quill signing off, DJ Lion producing. We hope you all have a really good night tonight, and we'll see you guys in the next broadcast we do. Have a good night.